Serengeti Resources is exploring for copper and gold in British Columbia and gold and silver in Mexico. We see a potential in Mexico to discover large bulk tonnage gold-silver systems. It's a highly prospective belt, highly competitive belt, of course. We see great opportunity there. Well, we are doing two things really. We have an active exploration project going on now in the fall of this year in Mexico. And we are working on a resource update on our copper gold project, which is our principal asset. That's located in British Columbia, Canada. Next step on that project, it's called Quinnica, is a resource update between now and the end of this year, 2010. We will be producing an update to our 43-101 resource report, and then that will really provide the opportunity to advance the project to the scoping or preliminary economic assessment stage. The long-term goal really for that project is to see it through to development. So we are, of course, at Serengeti first and foremost explorers, but we're not strangers to mine development projects either. So we would like to take that project through to development. Whether we become directly or do it through a partnership, we're targeting large copper gold systems. So it's likely at some point that we'll have to bring in a bigger company to help with that, to partner in the development of the Quinnica project. We've been active in the belt in north central British Columbia for about 6 years. We were able to establish a very significant land position in that belt. It's called the Quesnel Trough. The reason we selected that area is that it really, that very favorable geological structure hosts most of the copper gold deposits in British Columbia. So 6 years ago we saw an opportunity to establish a land position to acquire a 100% interest in the properties. We saw potential in this prospective belt, conducted geophysical exploration and then early stage drilling. And in the late fall, early winter of 2006, so about 4 years ago, made the initial discovery at Quinnica. Since then, we have invested almost $20 million, actually, drilling 70,000 meters in 68 holes. And we have discovered, in fact, now 2 deposits on the property. We're working towards resource update, as I mentioned, 43-101 compliant report, and we'll see where we go with the project from there. So that's a snapshot history of the Quinnica project. About a year ago, we saw the potential in the belt. We had been looking for about 6 months prior to that for an entry, if you will, into Mexico. We saw the opportunity to diversify in terms of commodity, gold and silver, as opposed to copper and gold in British Columbia. It gives us another jurisdiction to work in, which is good from a political risk standpoint, if you will. So you get 2 jurisdictions is a good thing to do. And also it's counter-seasonal. In British Columbia, we can work in the summer and fall. In Mexico, we work in the other half of the year. So that enables us to work year-round. We saw great potential in the gold-silver belt of northern Mexico. And about a year ago, another company, a couple of junior companies, made a significant discovery in southern Chihuahua. We moved quickly and established a very good land position immediately adjacent to them. So that was really what got us into that belt in Mexico. It's a great investment at this stage for a number of reasons, really. We have fundamental value of a very significant deposit at Quinnica. We have, at this point, 2 million ounces of gold and 2 billion pounds of copper in a 43-101 compliant resource. That's the underlying value. We have a terrific portfolio of exploration properties, both in British Columbia and in Mexico. I think over the coming months, the excitement will come, the speculative appeal, if you will, in the stock will come from our activities in Mexico. So there's real exploration upside there. We remain well funded. We have at this point in time about $5.5 million in cash, so we don't need to go to the market to sell more shares. We have a great capital structure. Only 46 million shares issued, trading at 25 cents. So for less than $12 million market cap, there's terrific value, lots of upside on the stock.